Welcome everyone to your Rise Anytime workouts. My name's Nadia and I'm going to be taking you through a full body session today. So utilizing a set of dumbbells if you have them available to you, and then joining me down on the mat. We're going to start bringing those dumbbells with you. We're going to start lying down on our back today, soles of the feet nice and planted on your mat, and then gently resting down, softening out through your shoulders, bringing those weights, just resting them in onto your chest, and just taking a few rounds of breath here to settle that spine down onto your mat. So as we breathe in, we create that slight pelvic tilt, a gentle arch through the lower back, and then on your exhale breath, just softening through the spine, tucking that pelvis in and under. Taking 2 more breaths here, breathing in, gently tilting forwards, creating that slight arch in the lower back, and then exhaling, finding that tuck, creating that softness through the spine. 1 more here, breathing it in, tilting forwards. On your exhale, keeping the spine nice and soft, planted on the mat, extending those dumbbells up towards the sky. Take a nice roll down of your shoulders. We're going to start off our class today working through a round of glute bridges. So creating that tuck, continuing to lift up through the hips, finding yourself up in a glute bridge. Feet are planted here, hip width apart, and then gently just rolling the spine down. Giving yourself that opportunity here just to massage out any niggles that you might have through your spine. Maybe you're a little bit tight through the lower back. So just taking it here at a really nice, slow, controlled pace, finding that lift, raising up, squeezing through the glutes, gently rolling back down. We're gonna stay here for another 30, just finding the lift, finding that tension at the top, and then relaxing it on the way down. If at any point throughout the session, the dumbbells become just a little bit uncomfortable for your body, feel free to do every movement without the dumbbells. In 10, we're gonna hold at the top and then starting to add on a chest fly at the top. In 6, meeting all the way, lifted in your glute bridge. In 5, holding up. In 3, 2, holding up at the top. Let's move through those arms. Take the arms out wide into a chest fly. Squeeze back up. Now we're going to stay here for 30. Starting to really feel the upper body. Just wake up. We're squeezing through the glutes nice and strong. Drawing that belly button down to spine. Keeping those shoulders nice and soft away from the ears. Really nice. We're here for 15. And then we're going to combine these two together. So making it one fluid movement into that glute bridge, into that chest fly. In 8, arms up to the sky, hips are nice and lifted. In 5, we combine these two movements together. In 4, 3, holding up. Let's lower down, open the arms. So soften everything to the mat, drive everything back up. So lower everything down, and then a nice, strong, powerful press. Squeeze up, 30 seconds here. Really nice and strong, squeezing it up. Let that breath come out as we press up, driving through the feet, lifting up through that back body. 15, and then we're gonna hold up, finding ourselves some calf raises, starting to create that warmth down through the calf muscles, down through the back of the legs. In 5, meeting at the top. In 4, 3, get 1 more in, and then raising up. Keep the dumbbells nice and raised to the sky. Walk the feet in a little bit closer towards your glutes. Hips are lifted. Let's raise the heels up off the mat and then lower the heels back down. So adding in those calf raises. Heels lift and then heels lower. Now if you find here both heels coming up, creates a little bit of tension through the lower back or the spine that's not comfortable for you, absolutely fine. Just alternate, turning it into a single leg calf raise. So you've got that option to soften into single leg if you prefer. Otherwise, stick with that double leg. Here for 6, we're gonna keep the heels lifted in 5, 4, 3, can we peel the heels up? Let's pulse out the glute bridge. Lower down an inch, squeeze it up. Lower down, pulse it back up. If you want a little bit more drive, rest the weights on your hip bones, and that's just going to allow you to utilize the weight of the dumbbells, creating just a little bit more tension through that back body. We're here for 8. Keep that breath going. 5. We're going to drop the heels, roll the spine down in 4, meeting in tabletop. 3, 2, reach the weights up, drop the heels, roll the spine down, floating your legs up into a tabletop position. From here, let's start to single leg toe tap. One foot melts down to the mat, bring it back up to the sky. So really keeping those weights nice and lengthened from the shoulders up to the fingertips, keeping that lower back, middle back nice and soft here down on the mat. We want to start to feel the warmth coming down through those lower abdominals. If you are finding here that you're creating that really strong arch through your lower back, really focus on tucking that pelvis in and under. Maybe the legs need to go just a little bit higher and don't go as low in that toe tap. So really finding your tabletop position for your body here. In 8, we're going to start to move through those weights. In 4, keeping the legs in tabletop. In 3, 2, legs to tabletop, turn the palms to face your knees. Let's go for that chest press. Elbows go out wide and then drive back up to the sky. So taking it here as it comes. Maybe you're a little tight through the chest so the elbows don't physically connect to the mat. Maybe you're quite open and you want to start to add a lift of the chest as the weights come up to the sky. So as you lower down, chest fly, relax the head. As you press the weights up, crunch up, feel the lift, feel that drive up into those upper abdominals. We're here for 10, and then we're gonna hold up in that crunch. We're gonna start to combine these two together. Just like we did with the glute bridges, we layer everything, building up to that strong movement. In 5, hold the crunch, reach the weights to the sky in 4, 3, 2, pressing up and hold. Keep lifted in the crunch. We lower one leg to the mat, elbows go wide. Breathe, press it up. Really nice. Lower one foot, elbows go wide, drive it up. Keep that eye gaze up towards the sky. Yes, we're nice and lifted through the chest. If you find that neck starts to get tight, you start to get a little bit uncomfortable, relax the head. Keep the movement going though. One foot down, elbows go wide. We're here for 10, and then we're gonna relax, feet on the ground, giving those hips a bit of a break, but we're gonna keep working through those upper abdominals. In 5, planting the soles of your feet in 3, 2, last one. Press the feet down, press the weights up to the sky. Turning the palms to face each other, we're gonna roll up. So keeping the knees nice and bent, start to draw yourself up. Feel like someone's pulling those dumbbells forward, stacking your spine at the top, and then gently rolling it back down. Really trying to create that massage through the spine. Keep that softness through the upper back, through the lower back. Really nice. Taking this at a really slow, controlled pace. If you know within yourself, you can go a little bit slower, holding that tension through the core for a few moments longer. Really try and slow it down. In 8, we're gonna add on at the top. So when we're in a seated position, in 5, we're gonna add a skull crusher. So the weights will go overhead and up to the sky. In 3, 2, as you sit up, reach the weights up and overhead, hold there, bend the elbows, take the weights overhead for a skull crusher, reach the weights up, keeping them up to the roof, up to the sky as you roll it down, recenter. So as you peel up now, try and extend the arms straight up and overhead, reach, 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 stack at the top, pause, take a skull crusher, feel those triceps fire back up, and then roll it down. Try and keep that connection through the core, keep that length through the arms. We're gonna take 3 more at this pace. Curling up. Find that lift, pause at the top, skull crusher. Really focus on drawing in, belly button to spine, lowering back down. 2 more, and then we're gonna stay up in that seated position just for 10 seconds, working through those triceps. Really strong here. 1 more, roll it down. And then as you peel back up, stay in that seated position. So when we meet at the top, stay up, just working through those arms. So extending up, bend the elbows, take the weights overhead, press it back up. Breathing here, you've got 8 seconds. And then we're gonna stay lifted in 5. Weights come directly out at shoulder height in 4, 3, 2, reach the arms straight out in front of you, palms face in. Roll your spine halfway down. Bring one leg up to tabletop, place it back down. Then the other leg, float it up to tabletop, place it back down. Keeping here that single leg lift. Really start to notice if the shoulders are starting to creep up, try and relax them down. You might find here, if you have gone for those heavier dumbbells right from the start, maybe you place them down and you give the shoulders that gentle rest here, just lifting and lowering through the legs, really focusing through the core rather than building that strength through those shoulders. When and if you feel comfortable, let's start to float. Both legs up, both feet placed back down. If you start to bring both feet and you're uncomfortable in this position, palms can go behind you and that just gives you the support of the lift. So you've always got that option to keep the palms down if you're there today. Otherwise, arms out. Maybe you're holding those dumbbells, really feeling the shoulders fire up. Let's go for 6. Keep that breath going. We're gonna hold up in 3, 2, bringing your legs up, holding here. Then arms, with or without the weights, extend them up to the sky. Find the breath. We're gonna take 6 breaths here. Really find that hold, embrace those shakes. 5, really strong. In 4, 3, 2, place the feet down, but send them long on the mat. If you've lowered the weight, scoop them up, flex through the feet, take that full seated position. From here, we roll it down. Now the legs are long, similar to what we did earlier, but now the legs are straight. Create that length. Arms go up to the sky, curl up. Find that full range sit up, keeping the legs out away from the body, and then roll it back down. Yeah, really nice control here. We've got another 15. And then our last movement here on our back, before we roll into some side facing work, will be those Russian twists. In 6, we're gonna meet halfway down in that roll down. In 4, keep extending those legs here. 3, 2, roll your spine halfway down. Bring the weights to your chest. Bend through the knees, place the heels on the mat. We're gonna rotate, left elbow to the mat, up and over, right elbow to the mat. So we're really trying to find that rib to hip connection across the torso, driving into those obliques here. Up to you. Again, if the dumbbells are starting to pinch anywhere, soften them down. Some of you might find you're really comfortable in this position to float the legs up off the mat. If you want that advancement, it's there for you. Bring the legs back up to tabletop and rotate the torso. So then we've really got that full progression that we've been building up to throughout this core series. Let's go for 10. We're gonna lose one of the dumbbells in 5. We're gonna keep one in our right hand and we're gonna set ourselves up in a left forearm plank side position. In 3, 2, place one of your dumbbells down. So pop that out of your way, turning onto your left forearm. You're gonna set yourself up, hip down, left forearm down. Extend that right arm up towards the sky with the weight. Send your legs out nice and long, top foot forward, bottom foot back. We're gonna raise, up, lift that bottom hip, drive up. Feel like someone's pulling that dumbbell up to the sky. Lower back down, reset, melt to the mat. Press through that left forearm, raise that bottom hip up, drive up. Feel that rainbow shape through the lower body, and then press, really nice. If at any point in time here, this movement becomes too much, bend the knees in and work in your half plank. So you can always peel up here and then gently relax it, but back down. But if you're really comfortable, you're looking to challenge yourself today, take those legs out. Work here for as long as you can. We're gonna stay for another 15 before we start to add on through that top arm, working through those obliques, nice and strong. Really nice. In 5. So lots of core coming through our session today. Really feeling that midsection, feeling that torso, driving up. In 3, 2, give yourself that last reset here, and then press up. Find that lift. Now your top arm with the dumbbell, we're gonna thread the needle in and under. Look at the mat, scoop through that right arm, extend back up to the sky. We're gonna stay here for 10. Reaching under, feel the lift of the side body, peel it back up. Maybe the eye gaze follows the dumbbell here. Let's go for 5. Really nice, strong through that left side. Let's go 4. We're gonna melt, hip to the mat in 3, 2, take your last one, find that breath, reach the dumbbell to the sky, soften your bottom hip down. Bending your bottom knee in, raise the top leg up. Let's bend right leg, so that top leg into tabletop, kick it back out. Let's start to wake up strong through the glutes, really feeling that lower body fire back up. After those glute bridges, we should be feeling a little bit of warmth through the back of the leg. So really trying to keep that going throughout this session. Let's go for 6. We're gonna start to add the dumbbell in, and we're gonna start to add a lateral raise. In 5, so turning the dumbbell and the palm towards the foot. In 3, 2, as you bend that top leg into tabletop, wave the dumbbell down to the hip, and then kick the leg out, wave the dumbbell up. So as we work through here, make sure you're still keeping that focus on your bottom shoulder. Try not to start to collapse down here. Really feel that lift up and out of the mat. So we're really connected through those bottom obliques, through that bottom shoulder as well. In 10, we're gonna send everything out and up. In 5, just working through some pulses of that top leg. In 4, check in with that bottom shoulder. 3, 2, press out and hold, point that right foot, little circles, circle it around here, create that lift through that left side body, press up. In 6, we're gonna reverse those circles, glutes should be starting to fire up here. In 4, 3, 2, reverse the circles, trying to keep that leg up in line with your hip, keep pressing up and out of the mat with that bottom shoulder. Let's go 5, really nice control here. 4, we relax, we soften. In 3, 2, bring that knee down, softening out. Keep the dumbbell up to the sky, let's work through that shoulder. Bring the elbow down to your hip, press it back up. So with this one, we're gonna start to feel right shoulder fire up. You're still really active down through that left side. So make sure you're not collapsing here. We're really on through that upper body. Core's nice and away, glutes are nice and on. Let's start to fire up into those shoulders here. Perfect. In 8, we're gonna hold, elbow in nice and tight to the side body. In 4, keep that arm moving. 3, 2, tuck your elbow in, palm faces out. You're gonna wave down to the ground and then wave back open. So now we're really getting into that rotator cuff on that right shoulder. Everything through that bottom side is gonna start to really shake and fatigue. So make sure we're really pressing up. We're still on through the obliques. We're still on through that bottom shoulder. Let's go 10 here. We're gonna finish off with a pulse, keeping that right arm up, nice and lifted. In 5, You've got this. 4, 3, last one. Wave open. Keep the elbow in, little pulses. Just for 6. Really strong. 5. We're going to transition to a full plank from here in 3, 2, perfect. Turning to your mat. Place the dumbbell down for now. Set yourself up in your full plank. Stepping back. Toes to the mat. Palms come and stack under the shoulders. Just a hold initially. Settle into the breath. Settle into that push away from the mat. If you're finding here you're a little bit tight, you're getting tighter through the shoulders as we go through, gently melt the knees down, hold in your half plank. So you're still getting that connection through the core, you're still getting that pull through the shoulders. It's just a little bit less here. 10 more seconds. Keep breathing. We're going to take 1 round of pike to planks as a reset. Then we even everything out on the side. And then we're into those last layers. In 5, we're going to pike the hips up in 4, 3, 2, pike the hips up. Now if you're feeling tight, take a pedal. If you're feeling strong, let's curl forwards to the plank. Send the hips back up to the sky, finding your pike. Take this at a pace that feels good for your body here. You might find you want to get your heart rate up a little bit. If that's the case, pick up the pace. Make it a more dynamic pike to plank variation. If you're looking to stay slower, controlled, really focusing on the strength element here, keep it at that pace. Let's go for 10. We come back down onto the mat, only now our right forearm's going to be down. We even out. In 3. Last one, take your pike. Gently drop the knees. Scoop up the weight. I'll turn here so you're not looking at my back. Right forearm now comes down. So right forearm on the mat. Send the legs out long. Top foot forwards. Reach the dumbbell up towards the sky. We've got those hip lifts. So from here, peeling that bottom hip up and off the mat, pausing at the top, and then gently melting back down. So again, you might have found here that that full lift up into the plank was too much. If that was the case, bring the knees in, keep the dumbbell up, and you're just peeling up from here. So that's going to allow you just to have a little bit more support through the obliques, through that bottom shoulder. But if you are comfortable, you're taking that challenge, send the legs out. Work nice and strong here on that second side. All we've got, even everything out. One last finishing movement to really finish off the core and the shoulders. And then we wrap up. Sticking with this for 12. We're going to meet at the top in 8, and we're going to start to thread that needle. In 5, you can do that in a half plank if you need. In 3, 2, reaching up, hold, dumbbell, thread the needle in and under, rotate the torso, feel the strength through that bottom shoulder, reach up, look up if you can. So connect that movement nice and strong from the crown of your head down to those toes. Let's go for 10 here, and then we melt out of this one. We finish off through that top glute, keeping that top shoulder nice and warm. In 5, get one more nice and strong one in, thread in and under. As you release, reach the dumbbell up to the sky, drop through the hip, bend the knees in. Staying strong here, top foot extends out nice and long, flex through the foot, bend that top knee into tabletop, kick it back out. Really making sure here that bottom shoulder, that right side that's on the mat. We've already worked quite a few layers through that top side. So you are gonna start to feel that wake up really strong. Really focus on lifting up and away through that right shoulder, through those right obliques. Turning the dumbbell to face the foot as you bend that top leg into tabletop, wave the dumbbell down to the hip, feel that nice long extension on the way out. Bring it all in, press it out. 15 here, really nice control. In 8, we send the leg out, we reach the dumbbell up, we've got those circles through that top glute. In 6, bringing it all back in, firing back up where we worked with those glute bridges. In 3, 2, extend out, point the toe, circles. Breathing here, really lifting up, peeling away. Maybe the dumbbell's reaching up a little higher for 5. We reverse the circles in 4, 3, 2, reverse your circles here. Finding that lift, stay up at hip height, embrace those shakes. You're here for 4. We rest that top leg down in 3. We work through that top arm in 2. Resting, top knee down, keeping that arm with the dumbbell. Elbow, tuck it in, press it up, nice and strong. Elbow in, driving up. We've got that rotation through the shoulder. Everything upper body here should be fired up, even down through that stabilizing side on the mat. Make sure you're not melting down here. Press up, feel the lift. Let's go 10. We tuck that elbow into the side body. In 5, really nice control. 4, 3, last one. Bring the elbow down, wave to the floor, and then wave back open. Really working into that rotator cuff here. This is where you're gonna start to shake. You're gonna start to fatigue through that left side. Keep breathing, keep working here. For 8, we've got that pulse. You have got this. 5, we finish in that plank position after this. 4, 3, 2, open up little pulses. You've got it. Press out of the mat. 5, really nice control. 4, we lose the dumbbell. We meet in that high plank in 3, 2, lose the dumbbell. Place that down, rotate to the mat. Our last plank here. Setting yourself up. Be really powerful. Feel the press through the palms, up to the shoulders. Option to always soften the knees. In 10 seconds, we're gonna finish off really strong with some tricep push-ups. So still getting into the back of the arms. You've always got the option to be on the knees or challenge yourself, be up on those toes. In 5, we're gonna start to lower the chest in 4, 3, don't forget you can soften the knees here, untuck the toes. Lower the chest, hips melt, elbows in tight. Press it back up. 5 here. Lower down, elbows in tight, almost feel like you're trying to kiss the mat. Drive it up. 4 more, you've got this. This is where we finish off before we meet in a child's pose. In 3, keep getting that depth that you got on that first one. Keep the elbows in tight. Last 2, finish off strong. Breathe this one out. Press up, nice and strong. Sit the glutes back to the heels. Fan the knees out wide. Setting yourself into a child's pose. Maybe the forehead can rest down on the mat here. Maybe you're comfortable to peel up on the fingertips, just creating a little bit more depth down into that back. Taking 2 breaths, and then we'll just open up the shoulders to finish off our session today. In 3, meeting me in a 4-point kneel when you're ready. Stacking those shoulders over the palms, gently resting, knees under the hips. We'll do the left arm first. Left arm's gonna sweep up towards the sky, look up, and then thread the needle. Extend left arm, in and under, rotate. 2 more. Reach up, open up, thread the needle, try and get that left shoulder down on the mat. Last one. Reach it up, we're gonna hold this one. Thread the needle, maybe the left shoulder melts down, maybe you're comfortable to extend the right arm long here. 2 breaths. Last breath in and out. Pressing back to your 4-point kneel. We finish off, opening up, right arm to the sky. Rotate, look up, thread the needle. Just 3 here. 2 more. Reach, open up, soften. Last one, reach it up. Feel that length through the fingertips. Maybe the right shoulder can find the mat, extending the left arm overhead, softening here. 2 breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth. 1 more, breathe it in, let it go. Meeting back in that 4-point kneel. Just taking a roll of the neck, softening out whenever you feel like your body has melted. Thank you so much for joining me for your Rise Anytime workout. Once again, my name's Nadia, and I will see you soon. Thank you.